Looking for the perfect homemade treat? Try this wonderful strawberry cake. Let's begin by cracking 3 eggs. Add a pinch of salt. Now add 100 grams of sugar and mix thoroughly. Next, add 150 grams of yogurt and whisk gently. Now add 80 milliliters of sunflower oil and stir well. We add the 210 grams of flour in 2 steps. First, half and the baking powder. Sift the ingredients carefully. And mix very well until perfectly smooth. Now, let's take the second half of our flour and sift it into the bowl. Sifting is a very important little secret for a perfect cake. It adds air to the flour, which makes our dough incredibly light, fluffy, and completely free of lumps. Now, mix the batter until it is smooth, uniform, and pleasantly thick. Try to use gentle movements from the bottom to the top. This simple technique helps preserve all the tiny air bubbles inside, making your baked cake wonderfully high and fluffy. We will leave the dough to rest briefly. Now, take a baking pan, exactly 20 by 20 centimeters. Grease the bottom and sides very generously with oil. A well-greased pan not only prevents sticking, but also helps to create a beautiful, delicious golden crust on our cake. Now, carefully pour our wonderful batter into the prepared baking pan. Use a soft silicone spatula to spread it evenly into all the corners and level the surface. This simple step ensures your cake will bake beautifully and perfectly flat, without any high dome in the center. It is time to prepare our delicate cheese layer. Place 250 grams of cottage cheese into a bowl, followed by 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar. We use this superfine, dusty sugar instead of regular sugar because it melts beautifully, ensuring our delicious filling has no unwanted crunchy grains. Now we add 1 egg and blend everything with a stick blender until it becomes a soft, uniform cream. Take your time and move the blender gently up and down. This ensures no small lumps remain, giving our sweet filling a wonderful, silky smooth consistency. Finally, let's add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to our cream and gently fold it in with a silicone spatula. Cornstarch is our secret ingredient here. It perfectly absorbs any extra moisture, ensuring our wonderful cheese filling stays nice and firm, never making the cake soggy. Now it is time to prepare our first batch of fresh strawberries. Take 150 grams and carefully cut off the green stems. A little secret: always wash your berries before removing the stems so they do not absorb extra water and become mushy inside the cake. Now, we need to cut each strawberry into smaller pieces. I like to cut them in half first, and then cut each half into thin slices. Slicing them uniformly like this ensures they will not be too heavy and sink to the bottom of our lovely cake. Let's add our freshly sliced strawberries right into the sweet cheese filling. Gently stir everything together until the berries are evenly distributed. Take your time with this step, dear friends. We want to make sure that every single slice of our cake will have plenty of juicy strawberries. Let's bring back our baking pan with the rested dough. Using a regular tablespoon, gently drop portions of our strawberry cream onto the batter, creating little islands. This wonderful technique allows the cake to bake around the filling, creating delicious, creamy pockets in every slice. Let's move on to the second batch of strawberries. Take another 150 grams and carefully cut off the green hulls. Taking your time with this simple step is truly a joy, as the sweet aroma fills your kitchen. Try to keep the tops of the berries as intact as possible, so our homemade cake looks like a real masterpiece. This time, we will not chop the strawberries into small pieces. Instead, simply cut each berry into beautiful, thin slices from top to bottom. Let's lightly smooth our cream islands with a silicone spatula so the strawberry slices lay perfectly flat. Now comes the most creative and responsible moment. Let's take our beautiful strawberry slices and gently arrange them over the top of our cake. You can place them slightly overlapping. Press them down just a tiny bit so they hold on to the dough, but do not push too hard. Finally, let's sprinkle some coconut flakes on top. Bake the cake at 180 degrees Celsius for 50 to 60 minutes. Our wonderful cake is finely baked and has cooled down just a bit. Before removing it, let's gently run a soft silicone spatula along the edges. This simple trick ensures the tender crust will not tear, and our lovely dessert will release from the pan perfectly. For a beautiful finishing touch, sprinkle a little powdered sugar on top. Just take a look at this magnificent creation. Notice how the golden, perfectly baked crust beautifully contrasts with the juicy red strawberries and the delicate snow-white dusting. It looks incredibly appetizing from every angle, an absolute masterpiece made with your own hands. It is time to see what is hidden inside. We will gently slice through the golden crust to reveal those beautiful creamy islands and juicy baked strawberries. Just look at this beautiful slice. The creamy cheese islands and juicy strawberries look simply irresistible. Here you can clearly see those lovely cream islands we created earlier. They baked beautifully right into the dough, making the cake incredibly moist. The combination of sweet vanilla crust and the natural freshness from the strawberries is absolutely divine. Let's take the first bite together. Look how easily the fork slides in. A truly chic masterpiece for your table. Brew your tea, enjoy your beautiful homemade cake, and have a wonderful day.